My name is Kyle Panek, and this is my Bulldog story. I graduated in 2014 from the TDMP program at Ferris University. Being born and raised in Big Rapids, I was drawn to Ferris because it's literally half the town, but I ended up choosing the TDMP program over the Music Industrial Management program because I felt that the TDMP program actually was more multifaceted. I own and operate Panek Studios, which is based out of Big Rapids, Michigan. I also play in a band called Deadlight Holiday, where I sing and play guitar. We're a progressive shoegaze band where we've toured throughout the Midwest and been everywhere from coast to coast. Music for me has always been a hobby. When I was 15, I started to get really serious with it, and then from that point on, like the room that we're in right now, like right where I'm sitting, used to be where my bed's at. And eventually my studio took over my bedroom. The transition's been pretty natural, I think, from going from a hobby to literally it being the way that I actually pay my rent. My focus all along has always been to work with music. One of my hopes initially with going into the TDMP program was that I'd be able to secretly work with other bands and like shoot their videos for them. But after I graduated, having started my own band, that actually really helped me out because now I don't have to pay someone to actually work on our videos. Like over the summer, we shot a video for our upcoming single, which is a cover from the band The Cure called Lullaby. That would have only been possible to translate my vision of that and do it all myself with the help of my bandmates, but only because I went to the TDMP program. I think honestly the fact that everyone always told me that growing up that I had to get a job that makes money and pays well made me want to be in a band because it doesn't pay well. But it was the fact that everyone told me that that's something that you shouldn't do or it's a dumb idea. It just made it that much more enticing to do it. And anytime we're actually out playing a show or on tour, I have 1,000 stories to be able to talk about from that. It just sounds a lot more interesting than working a basic like 9-to-5 job. One thing that really helped growing up was that my dad has always been very supportive of me being a musician. It was something that he probably didn't necessarily want me to go into, but he recognized that that was like the only thing I ever had a drive for. I think there's a lot of different ways to define your own success, whether it's in a band or even just running a studio, because you can look at that financially and be like, oh, well, I'm not making enough money. But for me, success is having that choice to be able to do what your passion is. And that's really what separates it from being a hobby is in one area, you're just doing it for fun versus the other way, it's what you live and breathe.